to a singles event, and when I got there, it was literally 90% women. And I was like, I'm gonna go now.
We just left the event.
So bad.
I think we were just saying that we think that we've actually hit rock bottom.
No, it was actually.
We think we've actually hit rock bottom, and I think we were either punked, catfished,
It felt like a sick joke. I was like, literally thinking to myself, like, why am I, like, how did I get here?
That's what I've been talking about. Look at what's going on. When you're going out to clubs, single events, there's not going to be a lot of men there. Okay? It's going to be a lot of women. All right? We were lied to. Our aunties, mamas, they lied to us. They said we had tons of time. They said we could do whatever we wanted to do, get your career and do this and that. And look what's happening. Look at these single events being all women. And it's probably not going to be the top of the pop crowd that the men are looking for. They're not looking for a lot of single, bitter women. Okay? So I want you to think about that. When you're sitting there being picky and saying what you won't do, and how you won't be submissive, and how you won't do this if they don't do this, if they're not this tall, if they don't make this amount of money, these are your options. These are your options. And this is why I do this. This is why I do this on my platform, because I'm trying to get women to understand this is what's going on. This is reality. Showing up to singles events and it being 90% women. This is what's going to go on. You get what's left. Okay?
As a male who is under 6 feet tall, why would I pay to get rejected and made fun of? We are not playing anymore. Our eyes are wide open.
Did you all see the video of the girl who went to the singles event and she said when she got there were a lot of beautiful women. The women were drop dead. You know, the women were women as we do. And she said the vast majority of men that were there, they weren't her cup of tea. It's like not a lot of the women's cup of tea. So I'm assuming probably maybe not attractive, tall, money, you know, the things. But she said the other small pocket of men that were there that were the women's type, they were basically acting like they were the prize. And she was like, yeah, singles events are not my thing. Now, here's my take on this. I've never been to a singles event, and I won't say I'll never go, but I will probably say I will never go, okay? The reason being, those singles events, I really feel like they're not giving what a lot of the girls expect them to give. One, more times than not, is going to be a large majority of women, because women value relationships in a way that men don't. Okay, women look at relationships and seeking companionship in a way that men don't. Not saying men don't value these things, right? I'm just saying we look at it differently. Okay, y'all get it. And before somebody gets in my comments talking about, well, my best friend's sister's baby daddy who's locked up and now out of jail, he found his baby mother at a singles event. Listen, there's always going to be an exception to every rule. Okay, there's always an exception to every rule, but that is not the rule. That is an outlier. And for me, I just can't bring myself to do it. Honestly, I just can't see myself doing the whole, all right, here you're on a date with this person for 5 minutes, and then you're on a date with the next person for 5 minutes. I don't know. I don't even know if that's how it really happens. I don't know if that's just a movie thing or if that's really how it works. How does it work? I will say, though, my friend did go to a singles event, and she said that she literally went there just so she can get comfortable talking to men. She was so introverted. She said, I wasn't going there looking for a man. I was just going there to get comfortable speaking to men. I'm like, girl, okay. I think if you're going there, one, for that, or for a plot, or really to just, you know, get into the dating world, fine. But I think if women are going there like expecting to find their husband, lower the expectations. But yeah, I think if you are actually actively looking for a partner and you're like, man, the men's are not at the single event, they're not gonna be there, girls. Especially the men's you're looking for, they're not gonna be there. Go to the places men's want to be. Okay, go to the bars, go to the sporting events.
The sisterhood told all fives there are 10. They all live happily ever after in their Delulu land with their cats.
Not me truly believing that I was being like sexy and mysterious at a singles event, only for a guy to approach me and ask, are you okay, with genuine concern. And then I panicked because I was like, something about my face must imply that I'm not okay. So I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm just looking for my roommate. So then he was like, what does your roommate look like? And then he tracked down my roommate and delivered me to him as if I was a lost child at a grocery store. And then he just walked away. Like, he wasn't there to be in love with me. He was just there to make sure that I got home okay. And I did, so thank you.
To be fair, the guy at Singles might not even be the best at reading people. His side of the story was probably equally awkward, like, I wanted to talk to this woman at a singles event, and I opened with, "Are you okay?"
Seriously, I just came back home from a Melbourne singles dating event for over 30s. And man, I've got a bone to pick with some people that go to these events. Seriously. Now, firstly, I just want to make it clear, I absolutely admire the hosts and the people that run these events. I think they're great. I think it's a great, option than having single men and women rely off dating apps for starters, because it's a great place to push people out of their comfort zone. That's for the most part. And I love these events. I actually take a lot of clients to these events. I think they're great. What happened tonight? Oh my gosh, seriously. People like this should just stay at home, okay? I brought a male client of mine. He's been single for a while. He's socially anxious and he's shy. Like, he just doesn't know how to start conversations with women. So I brought him to this event thinking that it would be great, and it was at a great establishment. And we see two women that aren't occupied, and we go up and I go, "Cheers, guys. I'm guessing you guys know each other." And one woman was, great personality, down to earth. But the other one, oh my freaking gosh, man. The biggest 2-cent attitude I've ever seen. We were just having general chit chat for about a minute and a half. And then I just asked her, I said, "Hey, how are you finding your first event at this singles event?" And she goes, "Are you serious? Do you not hear what I said?" I said, "Sorry, what?" And she goes, "You clearly don't listen to people. I told you how many times I've been to these events." And I said, "Oh, sorry, look, it's been a long day." And she goes, "No, you're just clearly not a very observational type of person." And my client looked at me and he's like, "Bro, what fucking hole did this girl crawl out of?" And I looked at him, I'm like, "It's okay, just leave it." So I laughed it off. And I said, "That's okay. Look, it's been a long day. I guess that's one strike against my name." And she goes, "No, you've just got a big strike against you as a person." I was like, wow. You just want to keep pouring salt on that wound. My client was just like, "Bro, this is why I choose not to go out and try and meet women anymore, especially here in Melbourne." And so, I changed the topic. And I'm like, "So what have you noticed tonight? How are you finding things?" And she just turned it back to me and goes, "I don't know. What are you noticing?" And I was like, man, this girl has attitude. I said, "All right, well, I think I've noticed a lot of guys, they come here by themselves and they're usually socially anxious. I can tell because they're a bit shy. They're not really initiating conversations." And she goes, "Well, why don't you go talk to them than be so judgmental?" And I looked at her and man, I was so tempted to just say, "What the fuck is your problem?" It's clearly very clear why you're single. I wanted to fucking say that, but I just looked at my client and I wanted to be a good example and I just laughed it off and I said, "You know what?" And then we just turned around and I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Bro, what the fuck was that?" And I said, "Yeah, just ignore it. It's 1 out of every 10 that you'll get a bad egg like that. Just 1 out of 10. It's a law of average." So my message to people when they come to these events, whether you have a shitty day or whether your life is just fucking shitty right now, don't come to these events trying to pull people down. You got to understand, both men and women are come to these events because they're socially anxious. A lot of the times they come by themselves and they're out there to meet people. And if someone's coming in with the attitude to just try and fucking unleash thunder and unleash shit because they've had a shitty day, man, just stay home. Don't even come out at all. That's my fucking 2 cents for that.
Damn, these women are bitter, and it shows. Sounds like somebody told that woman she was a princess, when actually she's just a troll and a lame being.
Okay, men, black men especially, please answer me this. Why is it that many of y'all refuse to go to curated dating events? I'm talking about events where the vibes are already set, the ambiance is right, the music is good, the drinks are flowing. You're basically guaranteed to meet somebody who's actually interested in you and is serious about dating. You're pretty much set up to win.
I haven't made a video about dating in well over a month because frankly, I'm tired of talking about it. But I came across this video and something compelled me to speak on it. Maybe the algorithm will pick this up for Valentine's Day week. This video is an outstanding example of women either asking questions about men in bad faith, asking questions in good faith but presuming the wrong things, or talking to men in a condescending way that feels good for the girlies but is so off-putting to men. To be clear, a number of men do that when talking about women, for sure, but this video ain't about that, so let's break this one down. The vibes are right, the ambience is set. For who? Around this time last year, there was a black woman who talked about how she and her friends organized a singles event and no men showed up. And I reacted to her video asking, did you ask men what they wanted? Or did you just talk to your girlfriends? And to clarify for those who didn't watch my video, I didn't say that these events had to conform 100% to what men wanted. But if you're leaving them out of the planning and marketing process, your chances of bringing them in is going to drop. Because a lot of women presume to know what men want, and they don't know as much as they think they do. Now, I don't know what kind of events this lady goes to, but most of the events that I went to last year had an imbalance of too many men or too many women. The last event I went to, men outnumbered women 3-1. Either way, a lot of men report that they get ignored, especially by women they're attracted to. I've certainly experienced that. Paying people to get ignored is less humiliating and depressing when you're doing it on the dating apps as opposed to doing it in person.
So my question is it that dating events like this require a certain type of intention and vulnerability, and the patriarchy taught you that pursuing connection with effort somehow makes you less masculine or something? Because the patriarchy told y'all that you're supposed to just stumble into love and not actually prepare for it? Because we see how that's turning out.
This is where this video really went downhill for me. Condescending to the other side is not gender exclusive, but it's a terrible strategy that we need to leave behind in 2025. I've unfortunately participated in this, and I'm trying to work on that. But this whole, is it just patriarchy that you need to unlearn in order to try, is just, I'll be charitable and incomplete analysis. Plenty of guys have tried, failed, rinsed, and repeat, and they're tired. I'm tired. And as a doctor of anything remotely touching psychology, counseling, or whatever this lady says that she is, it's scientifically proven that this approach of condescension and shame is a poor motivator. Yet she's employing it. What does that say about you? I ask, who is this video really for? I'm still wondering if this is rage bait or if she's really being genuine. That goes for a number of videos from women over the last few years. Men aren't men anymore. Men are just little boys. Men are trying to be women now. Men are such... Are you venting or are you trying to convince? Because people who make dating content, man or woman, don't know the difference. And clearly looking at the dating landscape and statistics, that strategy is not working. Furthermore, I find it so ironic that some of these women are trying to fight patriarchy, yet their approach to talking to men on this app is this tough love approach that is a product of, say it with me, patriarchy. Men, I would love for you to share in the comments, how would you like to be talked to in order to be convinced to try dating again, let alone go to singles events? Please keep it respectful, and I'll see you later. Peace.
Guaranteed to meet somebody that's actually interested in you. Law, yeah, right.
I've been seeing a lot of singles events actually for the past year now. And ladies, I really don't feel like you're going to find your next Prince Charming, suitable bachelor man there. And I say that because every time I see these videos, I just see like bare women. And it sucks because I actually considered going to one day, and then I thought to myself, I don't even feel comfortable going to these things. Simply because you never know what you're going to get. And I feel like people do the craziest things when they are desperate. I think they should change the name from singles events more to like a social event. So there's not the pressure of you going there thinking that, okay, everyone's here to find a mate. On top of that, I just don't see that a guy that is confident, secure, and fully capable of approaching women going here. Simply because they can just do it on their own, like they just approach women on the street. Which means, why would somebody that is fully confident and capable of doing it on their own go somewhere and pay to do it? So ladies, I don't think you should go.
So I went to my first singles event last night, and it's come to my attention that you guys all want to know what that event was, and it's a lot better than online dating, let me tell you. Even if it's just because you left your house and like socialized and got used to like conversations with people in real life, because online dating is nothing like that, and you may never even meet that person, and it's just like such low effort and frustrating. So the company is called Thursdays, and they are a worldwide company. I think I found it from ChatGPT. I was like, where can a girl go dating with intention that isn't like going out? I'm not trying to go out to the bar on the weekend. I'm old now, and I don't want a man that's doing that either. I'm not trying to date a partier. So that gets confusing. Unless you are like set up from a friend and you hit it off, like it's hard to meet people. So I will try and find the Thursdays social media and tag them, but they have events all over the world.
It's not just San Diego. And they have another event in San Diego in like a couple weeks. And they have one in New York soon. You can like check their website to see what city you're in and check to see when their next event is. It was actually a lot of fun.
Yes, you had fun, we got it. But was the purpose of going there was even slightly fulfilled? Guess not.
Everyone has an opinion. Here's mine. By now, I am certain you've heard about the viral video where a woman talks about an epic fail at a Dallas singles event. Her complaint was that no men were there per usual. My opinion on the situation is this. Ladies, didn't you guys ask us to stop harassing you? Didn't you ask us to not talk to you, to not bother you? Remember, masculinity is toxic. Remember, the future is feminine, or female, excuse me, right? Girl power and girl math and girl bossing and all of the other shit that you guys talked about, right? Why in the world are you throwing singles mixers? Why in the world are you throwing singles mixers where you hoping that men will show up? I don't understand that. I'm not, the logic isn't computing. And then for those of you say, well, us telling you guys to leave us alone is just a cheap cop-out for you guys actually leaving us alone. And I'm like, you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Most men understand the truth. And the truth is that women have been exposed. We know the game now. Most of us are aware of how women truly operate. There are only a very limited amount of women who are actually selfless, who are actually quality, who are actually wifey material. This is why the Bible tells you in Proverbs 31 that to find a wife is a good thing, suggesting that she was already a wife when you found her. The problem is most of these women, especially the women showing up at singles events, are not wifey material. Now, they may claim to be wifey material. Oh, I cook, I clean, I got my own place, I got my own car. But sis, at the big age that you are at right now, how did you make it this far in life without somebody wifing you up? If you were really as quality as you say that you are, if you're really as the package that you're offering, if you're really that, then why are you still by yourself? Why are you even showing up at singles mixers? Don't you understand that's low-hanging fruit? Quality men don't show up to singles mixers. One, because think about as a man how low on the totem pole you'd have to be and how desperate you'd have to be to show up at a singles event. Or the only other reason why a man with half of a backbone and some self-dignity and respect would show up to a singles mixer is so that he can prey on the desperation of all of the desperate women that are there in attendance. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you're at a singles mixer, it reeks of desperation. It is what it is. Because people who can get people, and when I mean people who can get people, I mean men or women who can garner the attention of the opposite sex, have no need to show up at singles mixers or singles events. We actually just know how to be dope in real life, how to be a vibe in real life. And unfortunately, most women just aren't great people. They're not great people to hang around. They're not great people to talk to. They're not great people to have in your circle. In fact, most of them present themselves as liabilities, headaches, and bills. And fellas, if you know like I know, why the fuck would you intentionally set yourself up for that? And that's not even coupling the children the women that have children. And then you want to go and sign yourself up for a headache and a bill plus a kid that you didn't make? Nothing about that makes sense. Nothing. Now, this isn't to be disrespectful to the women out there. Sis, you go do you. I wish y'all all well. I hope you are all successful. I hope you get that bag. I hope you got all the money in the world. I hope that money keeps you warm at night. But sis, you created this shit. Now, you made the bed, lay in it. That's just my opinion, though. Love to know yours. Drop a like, comment, share this video. Is the singles events thing a thing of the past, or should men come out the house and try to give women a chance despite everything that has been done? Smash that follow button.
Female loneliness weepidemic. This brother said what he said, and I'm sure all good men would approve his message. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.